They did it. They actually did it. But before I get into all that good stuff, let's rewind. In case you missed it, in my last video I covered the first 3 games of the Calder Cup Final and gave a bit of a history lesson on how other Canucks affiliated teams have fared over the years, so go give that a watch if you want the full story behind why Monday night was such a big deal. In this video I'll be covering what ended up being the final 3 games of the AHL season, starting with Game 4. The stakes were high in this one. A win for Abbotsford would give them a 3-1 stranglehold lead in the series and put them just 1 win away from winning the first Calder Cup in Canucks history. On the other hand, a win for Charlotte would tie the series at 2, guaranteeing at least 1 more flight back to Charlotte for a Game 6. 2 very different scenarios. However, luckily for us Abbotsford fans, the Canucks came out swinging. We were barely over a minute into the game when Ty Mueller and Jonathan Lekramaki capitalized on a 2-on-1 to open the scoring. 1-0 Abbotsford. 2019 Stanley Cup winner Sammy Blais demolished Checkers forward Brett Chorsky, who, believe it or not, is actually 6'7". Sammy made him look 4'2" here. Then check out what the local kid Arshdeep Bains did. Look, if you have a weak stomach, I would suggest closing your eyes for the next few seconds because what I'm about to show you is truly gross. Revolting even. Honestly, closing your eyes might not be enough. You may just want to leave the room entirely. Or better yet, just skip to this part of the video if you don't want to lose your lunch. I'm serious. It's icky. Okay, here we go. Just over halfway into the second period, right as Jim Benning's nephew Michael figured out that the only way he could stop the speedy Max Sasson was by slashing him in the face, Arshdeep Bains picked up a loose puck in the neutral zone, broke in 1-on-1 with Charlotte defender Matt Kierstead, and well, this is where it gets gross. Bains pulled out the old how do you do, the ding-dong ditch, the I'm gonna go over here, haha, just kidding, you're stupid, I'm right back where I started. I don't know what it's called, but he did it. He completely gaslit the defender and finished it off with a perfectly placed snapshot right through the legs of Checkers goaltender Kaapo Kähkönen. Disgusting. 2-0 Canucks. Tristan Nielsen delivered a full-body fax to 21-year-old Czech defender Marek Alshner. Nielsen brought the pain train and forgot to hit the brakes. All of Alshner's childhood memories now include Nielsen's face in them for some reason. Then, guess who? Sammy Blais. Showing off his slick hands, one of which has a finger with a Stanley Cup ring on it by the way, he launched a gorgeous saucer pass over and in between the sticks of 2 Checkers defenders to send Lekramaki in on a mini breakaway, and of course the 20-year-old future 30-goal scorer put it past Kähkönen for his second of the game to make it 3-0 for the Canucks. Beautiful. And thanks to some more unreal goaltending from Artūrs Šilovs, aka the Latvian Wall, aka the Baltic Brick, aka the head of the Arty Party planning committee, 3 goals was all Abbotsford needed to walk away with the W in this one, and just like that, they were officially 1 win away from becoming the first AHL team affiliated with the Vancouver Canucks to win the Calder Cup, and the first Canucks-affiliated team in general to win any trophy since the Dallas Blackhawks of the now-defunct Central Professional Hockey League won the Adams Cup all the way back in 1979. That's a long time. And Game 5 was at home in front of another sold-out crowd in Abbotsford, the perfect conditions to clinch their first ever championship. Bains almost did the nasty again, but Kähkönen stopped him. Canucks captain Chase Waters smashed into former Canuck Will Lockwood. Then Victor Mancini hit Lockwood. The Checker scored first to make it 1-0, but before I could even care, 2 minutes later, Linus Karlsson scored his league-leading 12th goal of the postseason to tie the game up at 1. Charlotte potted another one early in the second period to make it 2-1 Checkers, but again, before I could even adjust to the new score, Bains was busting in on a breakaway and bashing home his 7th bone of the playoffs. What a sassy-ass pass from Sasson too. Perfectly placed by Max, beautifully executed by Arshdeep. They only let the Checkers hold the lead for 40 seconds this time. 2-2. Now, for this next highlight, I am gonna have to ask all the weak-stomached viewers to step away again. I don't want to be partially responsible for you guys barfing on your laptop or your phone or your couch, so just skip to this time code, okay? Please and thank you. What happened next is vile. Okay, here we go. Viewer discretion has been advised. A mere minute after Bains tied the game, Linus Karlsson did this. There were 3 elements that made this goal so diabolical. Number 1, the deke. Karlsson waited until the defending player, Checkers forward Justin Sourdif, made his first move, and when he did, he put on the brakes and pulled the puck to an area just outside of Sourdif's reach, giving him a clear shot at the net. Number 2, the shot. The deke only bought Karlsson a moment of time and space, and with 2 Charlotte players closing in on him, he knew he had to get the shot off quickly, but if he wanted to beat the goaltender, the shot needed to be hard and placed extremely well. Checkers defender Matt Kierstead did a great job boxing out Ty Mueller, so Kähkönen had nobody screening him. He had full vision of the play. The shot needed to be perfect. And it was. And finally, number 3, the dodge. If we rewind to the start of this sequence, you'll notice that it's pretty much all Will Lockwood's fault. He made a soft play at the blue line which allowed Karlsson to tap the puck by him and take it in the other direction. Lockwood was likely not too pleased with himself after that, and if you're new here, I'll tell you that one of my least favorite qualities in a person is someone who projects their own self-hatred onto others instead of dealing with it in a mature and honest way. And obviously in this case it's not that deep, but still, watching Lockwood's failed attempt to level Karlsson at the end of this play makes me quite happy. He thought he was going to turn back time with that hit, but instead he's laying in the fetal position while Karlsson celebrates his team's first lead of the game. 3-2 Canucks. Checker scored. 3-3. And for the third time in this series, a game would have to be decided in sudden death overtime. And look, everything was pointing to the Canucks winning this game in OT. They were getting all the chances. Sasson hit the post. But that's as close as they came. Charlotte won the game without even getting a single scoring chance. And if you're wondering how that's possible, just take a look at their game-winning goal. Yeah. The Checkers stayed alive and forced a Game 6 back in Charlotte, and I'll just be honest here. The Canucks did not look good to start this one. Here they are giving the puck away in their own zone, directly leading to a goal against. 1-0 Checkers. And then here they are giving the puck away again, this time in the offensive zone, directly leading to another goal against. 2-0 Checkers. What is going on? If it weren't for Šilovs, it would have been 4-0. Luckily, Sammy Blais brought the playoff experience he gained as a member of the St. Louis Blues 2019 Stanley Cup winning roster and used it to stay calm while sniping home his 6th goal of the postseason right before the first period ended. 2-1 Charlotte. Nice. Then, at the top of the second period, Danila Klimovich knocked one past Kakinen to tie the game at 2s. Really nice. And then, at the bottom of the second period, capping off a dominant shift in Charlotte's end, Abbotsford's 2 nastiest players, Arshdeep Bains and Linus Karlsson, scored a beauty, giving the Canucks their first lead of the game. Extremely nice. 3-2 Abbotsford. And thanks to even more phenomenal goaltending from Artūrs, Arty Party, Šilovs, the 2024-2025 Charlotte Checkers never scored another goal ever again. That's right. In just their 4th season in the AHL, the Abbotsford Canucks won the Calder Cup and became the first Canucks-affiliated team to win a championship in any league in 45 years. And of course, Šilovs won MVP, because that's what he does. What a moment, what a year. We needed this, especially after such a disappointing season over in the NHL. Which reminds me, thank you for tuning in for another season of content. This is my 2nd year doing this, and even with all the ups and downs, it was a pleasure. I can't thank you enough for supporting my work, whether you're one of the channel members scrolling on the screen right now, a frequent commenter, a subscriber, or just an occasional viewer. Thank you. Also, if you're wondering why I never finished covering the Stanley Cup Final, the truth is, I didn't really have much to say. The Oilers sucked so bad in those final 2 games, I didn't see a reason to pour salt in their wounds. Plus, Abbotsford took my attention away, and I'm glad they did, because, well, it was worth it. Shout out to Xerxes the Demon, who I recently found out is actually Carl from the podcast. He won the Nuckhead Bracket challenge, and I'm happy for him, but I just wish he would listen to us and drain the basement already. And shout out to Hater Gaming 92 for being a psychic genius. They predicted the most scores correctly this season, so nice work. Okay, bye. Hey, Brian, it's me, Nuckhead. Keep watching my videos. Yeah, you, Brian, right there. Yeah, if you think, oh, he's not talking to me, I'm talking to you, Brian. Keep watching them. There's 2 that just popped up on the screen. Click one of them. Don't stop. Thanks, Brian. It means a lot.